fielder with this body. So the first thing I always tell guys is you got to be a little bit crazy to be back here. And the higher up you play, that certainly is the case. It's not a natural human reaction to throw your body in front of a ball that, well, at our level, it's coming at you 87, 90 miles an hour. It's not a natural thing. But at this level, kids are learning, right? And some of them are afraid of the ball. And they're not real sure of it. So I would say the first thing, at least, is you want to put the kid back there that's not afraid of the ball. The other place it can be great if you're developing catchers, if you're looking for a place for a guy, is the high energy kid. A kid that maybe has a little ADD or he just doesn't sit still in practice. Put him behind the dish, okay? Because he's involved in every play. It's a chance where that energy gets a chance to play out. I was a little bit that way growing up, and so that's just, you can't take a break. A lot of times we want to put that guy out in left field, and that's just where the problem tends to exacerbate itself. So this is a chance really for somebody to make a great contribution to the team, okay? As you get in the older age brackets, I think a lot of times we have a tendency to maybe put the Engelberger back here, right? The non-athlete, and certainly I think everybody's talking now in the NFL about the evolution of the quarterback position. Well, if you've been watching Major League Baseball for the last 8 years, I think you've seen an evolution in that position like you are in the quarterback. The better athletes are playing behind the dish. You look at guys like, Buster Posey and, some of the other young catchers that are coming up. They're the best athletes on the field because that position is so critical and it's so crucial. Peter here, raise your hand, Peter. Okay. Peter plays on our 11 and under Mission City team. He's one of the best athletes we have, and he's left-handed. Doesn't matter. We throw him back there, when we get a chance. And so at that young age, it's just critical because it sets the pace of the game back here. You know that. I mean, the worst thing that happens is when you're coaching your teams, running back to the backstop the whole time. And so making sure that we have somebody back there that's capable and maybe an outlet for who they are. Okay? So we get down into the stance, go ahead and get down into the sign stance. Okay? Peter, Andrew, and you guys are, how old are you? 10? 11? 11. Where's your brother? Get over here. Justin, come here. So we have these kids demonstrate, and I'm so thankful for them being here. They'd rather be playing PlayStation. He's a Mustang 1 guy, so you kind of hear what we're talking about today, and then you get a chance to see, well, we can't really do this. Well, yes, you can, because these kids are doing it. Come here, get in your catcher stance. Okay? So the first thing when we're giving a sign, and you give signs, is we want to get down in that stance, and we want to have that glove in a functional spot, either out here, extending from the knee, or down by the ankle. Okay, so all those sneaky coaches that cheat, they can't see our signs. We talk about when we give the signs, we want to have that thumb. I tell them, have that thumb right on your cup. Right on your cup, and the index finger and the pinky finger should be against the inside part of your thighs right there. So we're not too wide, we're not too low, we're not too high. We have some sort of gauge here as far as where we are. Okay? So that glove, straight out or down. Okay? And then we go ahead and set up in your receiving stance. Show me a good target. Show me a good target. And Peter, you know this because you pitch too, and so do you, Andrew. We want pitchers to throw where in the zone? Down in the zone, and I'm a believer that they react to what they see. So if we give a good target here, I tell them level with the knees in height and distance. The one guy that we don't want to see is the guy that's extended all the way out. Go ahead and stand up, guys. Relax your legs. If we give that target and we have that kid back there that's just on the balls of his feet, and here he is, well, then the pitcher has a chance to respond to that rather than the guy that can get down and have that good target that's down in the zone. Okay, it's also a better position for him to be in. All right? Go ahead and give me your sign stance again. Go ahead and get your stance. Give me a sign, whatever it is, nasty knuckleball. Go ahead and set up and show me a target. Good. Okay, we have that bent arm, left or right, whoever's back there catching that bent arm, go ahead and stand up, guys. For the reason of flexibility and mobility. Okay, when that arm is locked out, it's like hitting with that bar arm. The swing's going to go all the way around. Can't be short to the ball. Same thing here as you get higher up and maybe even the younger ages where guys aren't hitting their target and we got to move that glove. You got a better chance to do that when that arm is flexed. Bent, I tell them keep the L rather than if that arm is all the way out and we're trying to move that glove. Okay? Go ahead and set up in your stance. How many guys are coaching in leagues where we are stealing now? Okay, that's over half. Go ahead and get in your stance. Okay, show me your stance with runners on base. Show me a good target. Okay. Here's a trick question. Now get in your stance with runners on base. See, Andrew did the first thing. Okay, go ahead and stand up, guys. What was the difference you saw between the stance with nobody on base versus when I said, now show me your stance with runners on base? And you may know the answer yourself. What's the difference? Okay, what's ready? His butt. The butt goes up. Okay, that's the biggest difference. When you're sitting here, and those kids, and they're understanding the difference, and this is a teachable point here, even for the younger ages, when there's nobody on base, we're duck-footed, sitting on the instep of our feet. Fat and old, but I can still get in there a little bit, okay? So we're here so we can be comfortable. When I go to that stance with runners on base, my feet are gonna come back in, I'm gonna come on the balls of my feet, and my butt's gonna come up. What I tell kids a lot of times, if I'm playing football, which I did, I get back in my three-point stance, if I move that hand away and just put that glove out there, that's pretty much the position I wanna be in with runners on base. The reason for that, and the key is the feet. From here, nobody on base, that butt is on the heels, here I am. I can move to now my toes, and my chest comes more parallel. The butt has to come up because runners are on base. Now we can block. It's easier to block from that position. And we get directional with our momentum when we need to throw. I was watching the Mustang, the 9U and the 10U evaluations yesterday, and there was a catching station that Kevin Smith was doing. He was throwing those kids balls. The first thing that everyone, well, you know what, I'll let you see it here. Go ahead and get your stance with runners on base. Okay, and when I say runner, I want you to come out of your stance like you're going to throw to second base. Set, runner. Okay, do it again. Okay, set. Runner. Okay, so when you see them come out of their stance, are they going this way or are they going this way? They're going up, right? And which way? Sorry, I talked big diamond. 122 feet and 6 inches. Home plate, second base on a 90-foot diamond. And I got 2 steps to make that throw. So the younger kids too, I mean, we can equate that to them. You see it on the Little League World Series all the time. If this was a Major League fastball, it'd be 100. We have to be directional with what we're doing. So we want to make sure that that butt stays up so we can come out instead of up, if that's where our momentum's going. We want to come out to make sure that we get the most on that throw. So let me see that again, and instead of when you come out and you take 2 steps, 1, 2, keep your butt up, and let's take a good first step. Peter, with you, it's going to be your opposite foot, but let's step and come out and stay low instead of rising up. Runner. A little better there. Go again, one more time. Runner. You see that? We're a little bit lower, a little bit squattier. You're going to get more out of the throws that way. Same thing with blocking. Okay, if they got to get over those knees to block that ball, and again, for this age, we're talking about the routine ball, they're going to be able to get to that and react quicker if that butt is up than if it's down. The analogy that I always use to teach the kids that is, it's like a tire. When a tire gets stuck in mud, you've got to get a board or something under it, lift it up before you can get out. And that, your butt represents the tire in mud. And so that thing's got to stay up before you can get out or you can get down to block that ball. That's a key point. One other thing, as the young kids are developing, even happens later. A lot of times they'll be up in that, they'll be in that good stance with that butt up, and as the pitch is coming, they'll drop that butt back down. Got to make sure it stays up. Okay, especially with the teams that pitch. If you're throwing bullpens, that's the best time for them to work on that. Quick story: coaching at St. Mary's, we had an All-American catcher, senior. We go down to play University of Arizona. Shelly Duncan and all these guys. We go down there and we're okay. You know, we got our all-conference catcher. We're back there, and in 3 games against us, they stole 7 bases off. And I'm the catching coach. And I'm pissed, and he's pissed, and we're on the plane. And after the series, one of their coaches had told me that every time the pitch was in the air on the way, he would drop his butt. And I mean, my guy's, he's out there, he's hosing, and he's 2 steps late every time. They're in there, boom, safe. I'm sitting there going, what the f-? We got a guy here. But that was a little technique thing. As a young coach, I got exposed, and so now I make sure that I pass that on and I don't ever get exposed on that again, where we're technically correct as far as what we're doing. Okay?
Is the only reason you don't do it all the time because it wears them out? What's the advantage? Is there any advantage to be in the other position when no one's on base? It's just so they don't wear out?
It's just kind of a comfort thing. No, I mean,
Yeah.
if you're going to be tired playing back here, then don't play back here.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's the simple thing there. But it's just, it's more of just a comfort thing. You know, it's more of maybe as you get higher up, and you don't need to be on the heightened sense of awareness. You know, for the same reason that maybe our government's not always at DEFCON 5, right? I mean, we can go ahead and drop it down to DEFCON 1 every once in a while. Okay. Let's
I think the other thing with that is like when you're sitting in that the first position is that you can give that lower target. As
That's
up,
what I was wondering if it was.
And then also like sitting in that lower position, it's tough to get that throw to second base or back pick. So this is just giving you another.
How are we doing on time?
You're at 9:20.
Beautiful. Okay, so the next thing I want to do here is there's some drills here. Let's move on to some drills that we can do receiving wise. The best drills for the guys at any age, and the way that I developed is with no glove. Okay, a lot of times kids will, and I think Mikey may even get into this when you do infield stuff. I'm a huge believer in no glove work. Okay, because it's about hand position. When we're catching the ball, this thing. Where's Jim? Jim got an infield glove from 1960. Where are you at right there? And the evolution now between that and what kids are playing with, I think it's kind of like turf, which we just put in at Bellarmine, so I'm shooting myself in the foot here a little bit. I think it makes people lazy. I think sometimes we rely so much catching-wise on this big glove, it makes us lazy. I think sometimes they drop balls or they miss balls. It's not necessarily because technically or physically they can't do it. We get lazy on the glove. So when we build the guy, I like to do it with no glove. And what we're doing is we're focusing on the L. Talk about the picture, that thumb, and it's been a long time since I've given a catching talk and I've been able to talk to a group that can remember the name that I'm going to drop on you. How many guys remember Gary Carter? Thank you very much. One of the kids look at me like, what? Gary Carter had the best target in the world. The thing looked like it, huh?
And the best berm.
Yeah. That thing looked like a gigantic pancake where he had that thumb always below the ball. If you remember, you can think back about Gary, that pocket just looked like it was just bigger than everybody else's, okay? And so when we work the no glove receiving drills with a tennis ball, okay, we can up the degree of difficulty a little bit with a wiffle ball. We're focusing on that L. Right there, thumb below the ball. So when we throw those, okay, that's the key because that's where the pocket's going to be. So go ahead and get down your stance, Peter. Okay. Good. Go back. Okay. Good. And this is something simple. Come over here, Andrew. Jason, come over here. You guys partner up. Right there. Jason, get down. You're receiving. Fair hand. And this is something, you got 5 minutes in practice. They get about 25 reps each. And you can move them in a little bit. You can move them out a little bit. Okay? Get that thumb below the ball. Just good in receiving. Okay, go in your stance with runners on base. Now we can do it in stance with runners on base. See how his butt just dropped right there when I was tossing? Keep your butt up. Keep that butt up when we're catching. Better job. Okay? We can mix in every once in a while. If I give you a runner, work that. Receiving. Go ahead and stand up, guys. So that's a simple drill. I do that every day with our catchers. Bellarmine and the younger guys, the age does not discriminate as far as the drill. And then they put that glove on, and they're catching pitches, and it feels like they're, fishing with a shotgun. I mean, it's easy. And so that's something simple right there. Again, we can up the degree of difficulty with a wiffle ball, right? A little bit lighter, floats a little bit, so that hand's got to be nice and soft. Okay? As we get higher up in the levels, and we start working with the kids that are a little bit older and a little bit more capable, the process that we'll go through to keep the pitch where it stays. Okay, a lot of times right now, because of the strength issues in the younger kids, we'll throw them a good pitch, and you'll see that glove come right out of the zone a little bit right there, and that's just a strength thing. But as they get older and technique can apply itself a little bit more, we want to have that firm forearm and a soft hand. So it's a separation of the two actions. That forearm is going to act as kind of a stopping point, but that hand is going to give a little bit so they're soft and they receive that ball. Does that make sense? Firm forearm and a soft hand, okay? But the thumb below the ball is really key, and that's something that positively you can reinforce from the dugout right there. Okay, hey, thumb below the ball, take a picture of it, whatever you want to say, okay? The next thing you saw Peter do a pretty good job, you'll have some catchers that get back here, and we're talking receiving, to put themselves in the best possible position to catch the baseball. Peter, get back down. Actually, all of you, get back down here. Give me a line. No, you don't need a glove. One line, straight across. Okay. A lot of times we'll get the kid back there who's moving the glove, right? Pitch is over here, and he's just moving the glove. Well, if we get a little bit more savvy, again, maybe the kid with a little bit better motor, or we emphasize him the sway between the feet, okay? So if we can move our body, okay, nobody on base, or people on base, okay, then you move your body to get behind the pitch to put yourself in a better position to catch it. The one thing you want to teach them that's the good teachable point is if you have your guy back there and he is just moving the glove to the ball, you got to emphasize moving the body, right? Hey, there's a whole nother torso here, so instead of you feeling like that's so tough if I can move my body, that's a little bit easier for me. Go ahead and show me a target. Come on, Justin. Show me a target, baby. You see a little sway in between your feet. See that? Peter's moving. Come on. Do some dance. Music out here. Good. Okay. Good. Nice job. Go ahead and stand up. Okay? So a little sway to move their body to the pitch. Okay? With that in view. Okay? How are we doing on time? How are we doing? You just said that about 5 minutes ago. I got 20 minutes. How much are 20 minutes? Okay, let's do block. Okay. Why don't you go ahead and get on your knees? Okay, block base. When you block the ball. Okay. So when they're blocking, okay, relax. Stay there. Okay. So blocking the ball, that comes back to that's kind of like a football thing, right? I mean, there's people that love to hit, and there's people that go play wide receiver, okay, or whatever it is. So, sorry to offend any of the former wide receivers. I was in line. Anyways, you got to love to do it. It's tough. It's real tough to take a kid that just doesn't like to get hit, put him behind the plate and say, you got to do this. I mean, we can sit there and, you know, I played with enough guys and coached with enough guys. I'm going to throw enough balls at you here where it's not going to bother you. They'll be good. They're never going to be real good. Okay, so that's kind of a thing that's taught. But when they block, and again, today for the purpose of the level that we're coaching, we're just going to talk about the routine block down the middle. Anything at all today, whether it's catching, anything that we go over, you want to have a discussion, you want to shoot me an email, you want to give me, you call me or email me at any time, we'll break it down. I'll let you buy me a beer or whatever. We'll go. I love it. We'll talk about it if you want it, if you have something more advanced or whatever. When they block, okay, we're gonna fall over the knees. There's two types of ways that kids block, and at your age you're probably teaching. Okay? There's kids that go to block and they kick the legs out from underneath them and then they fall to their knees. And then there is blocking and they simply fall over those toes onto their knees. One way creates a soft surface. When that ball hits, we want that surface to be soft. The main thing that we're teaching the kids to block with is their chest, not the glove. Use the chest. Catcher's gear nowadays costs about $800 for a full set. I'm not telling you anything you don't already know. Use the chest protector. That's what we want. Okay, but we want that surface to be soft. When they are blocking and they kick those legs out from underneath them and they hit the ground with the knees, it's like running. When you trip, before you hit that ground, you're going to tighten up and you're going to brace yourself. Instead of have those muscles be nice and soft, so when that ball hits, it hits a soft surface and it stays local, rather than a hard surface and it bounces off. Okay, does that make sense right there? So when they get down, go ahead and get in that block base like you're blocking the ball. Block the ball for me. Okay? The first thing that we want to have is, beautiful, right here. The butt has to go to the heels. I don't want, Andrew's a little tall right here, but a lot of times you're going to see kids just get to their knees and they're going to be straight up like this, which opens up the 6-hole and it doesn't put the chest in a position. Put your butt on your heels Now that chest is in position. Exhale, let me hear an exhale. Everybody go. Okay, that creates that soft surface too. The head follows it in. For the science guys, we're kind of creating a concavity of the chest, right? Concave surface, hopefully, as we get a little older. But if we can get in that habit now, even with the younger ages, hey guys, we're going to do a drill here. Fall to your toes and roll your shoulders and exhale. Then we get in that habit of boom, block, and then unroll, have them come back up. Block and roll and come back up. Okay, so they get in the habit of when you're blocking, boom, here we are. The head comes down, the shoulders cup. As they get older and they get stronger and they get more capable, now we're not just putting a body on a ball. Now we're blocking a ball with a purpose. And that purpose,
2 minutes, man.
huh?
2 minutes.
Thank you. To keep that ball in the crescent moon. Keep it in a functional area where we can make a play. Block and roll, unroll. Okay? Butt on the heels. Shoulders cupped a little bit. Exhale. And the most important thing, especially at your age, they're going to want to bring that glove up. They're really going to want to bring that glove up. Keep the glove down. Again, tennis balls, greatest practice tool in America because none of them have gloves on. How many guys have cups on? Okay, everybody's, well, they're smart, okay, but you don't even have to have a cup on. But we can sit here, Peter, go ahead and get your block base and just get them comfortable. Keep the glove down. Drop your shoulders, head down. Okay, he has no equipment, but he's getting a chance to work his technique right there. So there shouldn't be an excuse for not being able to work on that a little bit. All you need is some tennis balls and a little bit of knowledge, which is what you're getting. Okay?
You want them rolling to the knees instead of kicking the legs.
Correct, for the analogy that I gave about tightening of the muscles. Okay, quicker. No. Last thing. Go ahead, stand up, guys. The distance for the guys that pitch, the distance that they are from the plate. Last thing here, okay, is I always want to make sure, and I don't think have I taught you this? I don't know if I taught you this. You get the guy that gets in the box. Get back here, Jason. Get back here, okay? And no matter where the guy is in the box, we'll have a lot of catchers that sometimes will just always sit back here because I don't want to get hit. But if you can get closer to the plate, come on. Closer to the plate. The closer you are to the plate as a catcher, the more angles you can create. Meaning maybe I got a guy on the mound who's a little bit off, and those balls, the closer you are, the more balls you can keep on the plate. And the less balls maybe that drop in the dirt. If you're back here, and that ball's moving, well now he's catching it over here. If he's catching it all, maybe that ball that he can catch here is, now it's in the dirt. So make sure that they're aware and you teach them the point of where the guy is in the box and how much ground you can gain on the plate. Because that's going to put us in a better position to receive and then also block. I'll take it over there as a question, okay? We good? Yep. Beautiful.